failure was not an option because I knew I wanted to be in real estate so bad, and I just didn't accomplish the end goal. So I just rethought the process and how I could fix it. So that's
Hello, welcome back to another episode of Wealth in Christ podcast show where we inspire the masses to become financially free while building God's kingdom. On the podcast today, we have Mr. Rah Sheen. Mr. Rah Sheen went from being a man who used to deliver products for a Fortune 500 company to building a well-rounded real estate portfolio, which includes mobile houses and investment properties. In this podcast interview, we will discuss Mr. Rajeen's journey so far as a real estate investor and his future plans to become one of the best Black-owned real estate development company worldwide. So thank you for being here, Mr. Rah Sheen.
thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
So how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. First off, thank God that I woke up this morning and I was blessed to be here. But at the same time, we had talked a little bit earlier, and I'm having an issue with one of my properties. And that's just the part of being a landlord, of being an investor and an owner itself. So other than that, I'm great.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear. So what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Um, for me, it was just the day-to-day working ethic that I had seen everybody doing, which I'm a worker and I have no problem working, but I've seen people thriving at business. So I'm seeing people come out with I'm coming from New York, so I'm seeing these nice cars, going to different neighborhoods, seeing nice houses, and I'm starting to talk to people and people telling me that they're making money from this business or that business, but knowing that it was a business aspect is what led me towards the entrepreneurial journey, looking into that basically.
That's well said. And why do you choose real estate to go as your tool?
Well, real estate, I've always liked real estate. Even from when I was younger, like I just like the architectural aspect, but real estate in itself, like after getting older and like networking with people and speaking with people, them telling me that being a landlord was like what like catapulted them to where they were at and reading books and seeing about real estate titans and things of that sort and just watching the everyday Joe Smo go from having one house to having three houses and being financially secure over the years is what led me to want to be in real estate more, you know.
That's well said. So what was your first real estate, investment? You
My
can walk us
first
through
real
that.
estate investment was, don't let nobody tell you that it was great. My first investment was a failure. That was the first investment. I tried to save up some money and went with real estate individuals and got a realtor and things like that. And thought that it was going to be easy to acquire a house, and it wasn't. So that was an epic fail that I learned from. But where I did succeed is that I didn't stop. And later on, I saved up again, fixed up my credit and things like that. And I was able to purchase my first home in 2017, which wasn't far ago, in Pennsylvania. Because I'm from New York, everything was so expensive and I wasn't ready for that market. So what I did was I went and I looked around, like they said, an hour and a half away. And I had some friends and family out in Pennsylvania and I visited them. I liked their area. I tried out there. And that's where I acquired my first venture was in Pennsylvania, New York, Pennsylvania.
Okay. And what kind of property was this? Was this a single, multifamily?
Um, it was a duplex. Uh, what it was after doing a lot of research and things of that sort, not just research, but just listening to other entrepreneurs and other real estate individuals. They always say get a multi-family property. So my thing was to house hack, and it was to get the house and live in the house and let my tenants pay for the mortgage. So that was
Mhm.
basically where it was, what it
That's
was.
well said. That's well said. And you said that your first try around you made you fail. So what would
Hmm.
you say you learned from that experience of you failing?
Uh, to keep trying was the main thing because somebody will fail and then they won't try again, which that was not an option. Failure was not an option because I knew I wanted to be in real estate so bad and I just didn't accomplish the end goal. So I just rethought the process and how I could fix it. So that's what I did. Um, Another thing was so many people, I don't know why people have this no money down in their head conversation, which don't believe it. You need some money, people. Please make sure you save some money to get your house. The no money down thing, I don't even know where it came from. Sounds good, but the reality is you're gonna need some money. You're gonna need your credit fixed. Make sure your credit is right. These are major things that when you do decide to make that purchase that you got to do. Because I was ready to purchase the house. I did have the money, but my credit wasn't right. And then when my
Mhm.
credit was right, I didn't have the money. So, you have to make sure you have everything done at one time to be able to move to the next level, the next steps. That's something that I did learn after waiting a while and then trying to jump back into real estate.
That's well said. And what some resources that you use to help educate yourself through this process?
Oh my goodness. Right now I'm listening to Brian Tracy, one of his books, and I can't lie, is YouTube University. My car, I call it my mobile office because that's exactly what I do. I ride around and I handle business from my car all the time. I'm listening to motivational, not just motivational, but real estate investment development books all the time. That's basically it. My best resource would be YouTube University and Audible. That's what I do. I listen to this 24 hours, 7 days majority, and I'm just trying to increase my knowledge about real estate as we speak.
That's well said. And I want to go back to what you mentioned earlier in regards to the no money down strategy.
Mhm.
That's often something people advertise, and you
Mhm.
know, can you go more into detail why that's not necessarily true?
Well, I don't want to go off the topic, with real estate, but there are no money down options. But then it's like if you're a wholesaler, you have different venues or different tactics that you could use to have a no money down. But if you're looking to have a home for yourself and your family and you're trying to acquire something, I'm talking a traditional route. That's more or less what I'm talking right now, not more or less on the investor route that some people might be going, and they might have creative financing ways. More or less, when I'm saying no money down, I'm talking to the individuals that want to buy a house for their family, their first house, and they're going to go the traditional route, conventional loans from the bank or from a financer. That's more or less where I was going with that one. You know.
Not a problem. Not that makes sense. And being the fact that you have so much different like various properties, whether it's mobile home, whether it's investment property, which one of these are your favorite stream of income?
My favorite stream of income is action. Just do it. I can't say my duplex brings me more money than my single family that I'm working on, than the mobile homes, but I just love real estate. So it's no favorite. At one time, you could get your tenants not pay for the duplex, so that won't be my favorite. And then I gotta have my mobile home where my person that's rent to own and pays me 2 months ahead of time, which that'll be my favorite. So I don't have any specifics. That's why I do different niches, and or they call them niches, or I do different categories in real estate because I love it all. So I really don't have any favorite. I wouldn't say, But I guess if I had to pick, I would say my first deal was my duplex. That'll be my favorite for now because that was my first, you know. I
That's
like it
well,
first.
that's well said. And I want to quickly add, how did you get introduced to, the mobile home space? Um,
Well, mobile homes in itself, like I don't know. I've always been in the like real estate, like watching for years. HGTV, it came out and it was like my best friend. I could watch that all day long, how they fix houses up. And please, people, do not believe you can fix a house in a half an hour. So do not do that. It takes time to fix a house, all right? But yeah, it was all cool watching the shows, the fix and flip shows. I was loving it. But like I said, during my YouTube university, I was led to podcasting, which you're doing a great job at right now. Thank you for having me once again. And yeah, like I got introduced to podcasts, and during the podcast, it was this one specific one, which was called Bigger Pockets. And on the Bigger Pockets, they were more or less talking about real estate and different avenues of real estate and how you can invest in real estate. And it went from anything from land to bedrooms to multifamilies. And then it just so happened that they had a scenario on there where the person that came on was a mobile home investor. And that had sparked my interest years ago. And I had looked into it, but I really never got to pull the trigger. But then I had went out to Georgia to do some real estate investing, and the market was kind of crazy. It was a little hectic, and I had got a chance to realize that I was riding by these mobile home parks as I'm going to these homes. So I'm like, wow, and like kind of like the bulb just went off. And as I'm driving, and like I said, I'm listening to YouTube and things like that. Then I came across a podcast, YouTube page that had, I believe it was like John Fredro or something like that. Fredro, a gentleman, he's a mobile home investor, and he had um, talked about mobile homes, and then it was just like God told me to do mobile homes. So I just was like, all right, we're doing mobile homes right now. But it was a blessing that the light went off at that time while I was in Georgia and I was around the right places to see them. Unlike New York, you're not gonna find no mobile homes. So that's probably why when I did hear it previously, it really never registered. But for me to be in that area at that time and to hear about it again, and then I put two and two together, and that's what led me to mobile homes at this stage.
no, that's well said. And I have two questions I'm gonna ask you based on what you said. My first question is, how important is for people to not get so well, let me use the word. What's the word I'm looking for? So how important is it for people not to get stagnant in their environment? You mentioned how you traveling to Georgia as well as you to get the opportunity to invest into a mobile home. So
Mm-hmm.
why is it important for people to move, network, and get into these different places where they can seek opportunities?
You just said it yourself. You said it yourself. Network. Your network is your net worth. I don't know where it came from. I heard it when I was younger, and it's true today. Your network is your net worth. Like you being from New York, I'm not going to run into the mobile home crowd. Being in Georgia, I'm not going to run into, well, I can't say in Georgia, you run into everything. So that's a whole
Yeah.
nother story. That's Black Hollywood right now. So they got everything out there. It's like being in LA. But yeah, you have to put yourself around these individuals. Like if your friends are playing basketball, you don't want to be talking about real estate and they all playing basketball. They're not paying you no mind. So you want to network more, just like you said, put yourself in the area where the individuals are and build around that. You know, just like I was talking earlier about reading, you're reading books, make sure you keep your knowledge up. There's always something new coming out. Tomorrow it'll be a new law. Tomorrow there'll be a new tax. The day after that, it'll be something else. Like 10 years ago, nobody was talking about Airbnbs, but now people are. You have to learn about these things. So yeah, you definitely have to keep your ear to the ground and stay around people that are doing exactly what you want to do, whichever niche you pick. Like when I wanted to learn about mobile homes, I found a mobile home investor. It wasn't like I just picked somebody to just go and show me how to do this. No, they don't know what they don't know. So you more or less have to find the individuals that's doing it and network as much as possible. Go to the seminars, watch the webinars, read the books, listen to the audio, immerse yourself in it, be in it, and that's how you thrive.
Now, that's well said. That's well said. So, what would you say is the easiest entry point for someone to start building a real estate portfolio?
Like I said earlier, I think the easiest entry point is you taking action. That's the only entry point is you. You are, it's not a category, it's not a single family, uh it's not Airbnb, it's not any of those categories for me. It's you know exactly what you want to do, what you feel comfortable with, you do that. Like as for you, you know, okay, I want to get into single families. Focus on single families. Give yourself time too. Don't say, okay, today I'm gonna do single families. Then, oh, I seen a podcast, and now I'm gonna do mobile homes. And oh no, no, no. That 2 more months from now, you see another podcast, and now you want to do multifamily. Take your time. It takes time. Tomorrow's not promised. I can't lie. I'm living proof. Tomorrow's not promised. So you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. But give yourself as much time as possible allotted to work out that scenario and work with whatever niche you're going to pick for some time. Focus on that, work with it, and go with it. Don't do the next. Don't do the next shiny object thing. Like they say, us men, we like shiny objects. So we jump to the next thing. So don't do that.
That's well said. And what would you biggest challenge you face being in different niche? You know, you're in the mobile home space, you're also in a single family space, and also in a multi-family. So, what are the challenges that you face?
The biggest challenge, oh, there's challenges every day. The three T's: toilets, tenants, and trash. You get challenges every day. As we were speaking earlier, I have a mobile home that I had an issue with, a water issue. So I had to contact that individual. Then you have like just listening to some of my counterparts, they have issues with tenants. And then you have issues with the county because certain things happen. So it's a continual process. I'm not going to say one issue is the biggest than another. Everybody has their own threshold, but I know I was built for this. So this is what I love. I love the challenges every day to wake up and figure out how to fix something. So I welcome challenges. That's something that I really, really do like. But the biggest challenge, hmm, I can't even say. I'll look back at this probably in a little while and be like, you know what, I should have said that. But right now, it's just me. I'm my biggest challenge. Figure out how to get it done and make sure I get up every day. God gave me a blessing to do this, and I'm just gonna make sure I use this blessing to the best of my ability.
Yeah, that's well said. That's well said. So, being that said, how has your faith, help you through this process of trying to build this empire?
Oh, listen, I can't say it any more than I could say it, but I could show people more than I could tell them. Listen, if it wasn't for the grace of God, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be here. If it wasn't for the prayers that I've gotten from when I was a little kid, my grandmother to my aunts, and now everybody that's around me now that's praying, and not just women, the men as well, the pastors that have prayed for me. Like I've always been immersed in God. God has always been there. The Holy Spirit is watching over me as we speak, keeping me safe, strong, watching over my family. Like, listen, like I said, I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for my faith and stepping out on it and having the people and the individuals that He put in place to help me succeed. And even something like this right now, to be able to speak to you on a podcast and talk about God. It's like something other people would like be scared to do. Dude, I'm only here because of him. It's
Yeah.
no other reason. Like, I don't know whatever they believe in, you can, but I know I believe in God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit. I believe in all that. And that's the only reason why I'm here. It played the biggest part, and it's going to continue to play the biggest part because it's God first, and everything else comes after that.
No, that's definitely well said. And I want to ask you, being the fact that you are in these different niche, how do you manage your time, with these
Ooh,
property and things of that
ooh.
sort?
That's scary. That's scary because that right there, the time, like people, like sometimes I say tomorrow, I just said it, tomorrow's not promised, which is not, but you want to do as much as you can, but the time gets away from you. You got 24 hours a day and the time goes by so fast. Like I'm supposed to call this company or I'm supposed to handle this or I'm supposed to do this. I'm working on that. I can't say I got it together at all. That's one of my pet peeves right now that I'm dealing with that I have to work on because the time flies. It definitely does fly. And I'm working on it. I don't have no answer for that right now. I just, when the situation comes, I focus on that situation for that half an hour, that hour, those 2 hours. If I know I got a project that got to get done, like a renovation I'm doing now, I'll make sure I focus on that contractor for that period of time and make sure I have this set in stone and then I can move to the next thing, because doing 10 minutes here and 10 minutes there and 15 minutes, that's not going to work. You got to focus for a set a lot of time, maybe a half an hour to an hour, get that done, have all your questions answered, have a direction, and then you can move on to the next thing.
No, that's well said. And I definitely appreciate, being honest, that you're still
Yeah,
learning and still
yeah.
growing about this. So, you have, mentioned to me that, one of your biggest goals is to become one of the best Black-owned real estate development company worldwide. So what is the process that you're, planning on reaching that goal, achieving that goal?
From your lips to God's ears. Listen, he gave me a gift, and my gift I feel is real estate, and I just love it. It's my passion, and I'm going to learn every day how to develop myself and the individuals that's around me that want to learn about it. I want us to build together. It's not a one man show. I've never seen a one man show just because you have one guy being the richest person in the world. He didn't get there by himself. It's hundreds of thousands of people and maybe even millions of people underneath him that worked to get him to where he's at right now. So right now, I just want to build one of the best networks that I can. And I know as I'm meeting people and they fit the mold, and if they're able to do the job, then I would love to work with them. And I don't know everything. So I'm going to reach out to developers that already have done it. I'm going to reach out to investors that have already done it. It's people that know these things and they want to give us the knowledge. It's just for us to go out there and go get it, and I just want to take this part of something and this part of something and put it together and build on that, because that's how I got here today. I took a little bit of bigger pockets, and then I took a little bit of this person talking, and then I took a little bit of this motivational saying, and then I put it all together, and I've got to where I'm getting right now. It's not just one system that got me to where I'm at. you know
As well as clear. So how important is personal development for someone to get into real estate?
oh wow, personal development. If you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what you're doing. For real. That's priority. You need that. That's like you going to school all over again. You have to learn what you want to do. You as an individual, your mindset as a 15-year-old ain't the same as when you're going to be a 30-year-old, and it's daggone sure not going to be the same when you're 40 and 50. So you have to tweak your mind at times. Me, I have to listen to some motivational things sometimes to get up in the morning and get me out the bed. Other times I just want to jump out the bed and I want to go. But personal development is huge. You have to consistently develop your mind, your physical body. Please get up, go to the gym, walk, exercise. There's no reason to be wealthy and you ain't got no health. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So make sure you do that, not just with the personal development side, but yeah, get around the right people and you see what they do, mimic it. You know, like some of the wealthiest people that you know, they consistently interact with people that's better than them to build themselves, to understand, to gain the knowledge. Like NFTs came out. I know nothing about them, but the richest people in the world, they've learned about NFTs. So listen, how did they do that? Because they knew that's where the future was going. The metaverse, things of this sort. These are things that I don't understand, but for somebody else, you have to develop yourself to understand that. That's huge. Personal development is right up there. You definitely need to at least read a book a week, a month, read more books than they say people read is one a year. You know, definitely get the knowledge within you. Personal development is huge in my eyes.
Now that's well said. And I want to ask, you mentioned how you listen to a lot of motivation speaker, listen to a lot of education platform by real estate. And I can only hope, I can only ask that you have like a filter. You say you take some from this, take some from that, because oftentimes people get this, I guess, stagnant, feel stagnant because they have all this information but don't know how to apply. So how do you, keep yourself from getting to that position where you have all this information, you don't know how to apply it?
Because more or less, you know, it's about you. If it's to be, it's up to me. And I used to be in an MLM company, and one of the biggest guys always used to say that. And it's funny because I'm listening to a book later on, and this is what the person said. And like for me, one of my biggest motivational things was when I first started, when I got into MLM, it was Darren Hardy. And it was he's a very good, he had the entrepreneur, it wasn't the roller coaster one. He had a book that was out and it was like spot on. It's all about you and like you said, personal development, and you have to make it happen. Like I'm to this stage now, like if you personally aren't motivated, I'm really not your guy. Like I want somebody that is going to be motivated and wants to learn about mobile homes. I want somebody that's going to be motivated and they want to do the work. I don't want to have to say, yo, come on, today we going to do this. Yo, come on, we going to do that. Because you're going to call me and I'm already there. I'm there on the job site, doing the job, doing it. If you're gonna meet me, you already got the address. I didn't text you the address yesterday. You know, so I have business partners that they're on site. I don't have to call. It's up to you. You really want something in life, you have to move. And this is what people don't understand. It's not gonna fall out of the sky and hit you in your head. You want to be 100,000 there. Okay, that $100,000 is not just gonna show up at your front door. God gave you 100 and he's telling you go get 1,000 and now multiply that. You got the gift. He's giving you a gift. It might not be real estate. Sell ice cream. If you do an ice cream, it's 90 degrees outside. Go sell 100 ice cream pops. Now you got $10,000. Well, I used a lot more money than that. $10,000. Now you can go invest in real estate, but you got to start somewhere. But it's within you to start. It's the motivational books are good, but at the same time, you have to motivate yourself within to go out there and get exactly what you want.
Yeah, that's well said. That's definitely well said. And where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years?
Ooh, boy. When next time you interview me, I want my background to be crazy. I want Beyond Regular to be at least nationwide. I ain't even going to talk about where I want to see myself worldwide, you know, in different continents and things like that. Like I don't want to put myself in a box. God willing, he gave me a gift. And listen, I could see myself in Dubai and UEA and having an Airbnb out there. Why can't I? Who said that I can't? Nobody's stopping me but me. So 5, 10 years, sky's the limit. Is no ceiling. And if it is, I'm getting ready to crash through it. I'm making sure. You see that rocket ship right there? That's that
Yeah.
rocket ship because I'm going. I'm going, baby. Past that moon. They want to go to the moon. I'm going past that.
Nah, that's well said. That's well said. And if you can quickly, tell us, about your beyond regular network, and how can people get involved in it?
Listen, we on all social media networks as Beyond Regular Network. All social media handles is Beyond Regular Network. Hopefully, you'll throw that up there so everybody will get to check it out. Um, we on Facebook, Instagram, all of that stuff. I've really been transitioning everything over there, so you'll be able to see more content coming out shortly. But yeah, you want to contact me, reach me at info@beyondregularnetwork.com. I welcome all people that want to learn about mobile homes. Come on, let's do it. You want to know where to start? I'll show you. I'll tell you. I'll let you know. Hit me up in the DMs. I'm there. I'm one of those guys that I make sure that I'm gonna answer you. Let's not get crazy. I ain't get to 100,000 people yet. When I get there, it might be something different. But I just don't like that I've reached out to people and they didn't get back to me when they did tell me that they're able to get to you or you call me and things like that. I'll be that guy. I'm gonna pick up that jack and I'm gonna speak with you if you're serious. Please, please be serious. If you're not serious, then I don't know.
Wow, wow, wow. Definitely want to say thank you for your time, Mr. Raji.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank you. Thank God. Thank you.
Definitely. One thing I hope that my listeners definitely take away from this podcast, and I'm also taking away, is all about you. Is you taking the action, you
Yes.
know. And I hope you guys don't see this as another podcast, another interview, another guest, who is working and building their dream. But I hope this inspire you to get up, do something today. And if you guys haven't yet, I have a free study guide that can show you how you can get started in the stock market completely for free. And you can get it on my website at wealthinchristbrand.com. And also, if you're looking for a community of Christians who are working on reaching financial freedom without compromising their faith, look no further and join the Pray and Invest group on Facebook. And stay tuned for the next week episode. And thank you again, Mr. Rah Sheen.
Listen, you are welcome. I thank you. Like I said, God put the right people in my path. And I just want to thank God for everything that transpired and that I'm here talking to you on this podcast right here, first and foremost.
I thank